Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. We have John Piper teaching about the Exodus. Please enjoy the video and God bless you.
And according to the previous chapter 16 of Exodus, they entered this region only 6 weeks after the dividing of the Red Sea. It's as though everybody in this room saw God divide the Red Sea on May 1st, 2022. This generation in Israel had seen some of the greatest miracles in the history of the world. We meet them in chapter 17, verse 1 through 7 at Rephidim. And the drama unfolds in these 7 verses in 4 scenes. I'm going to read them one at a time. Every one of them is brimming with implications for your life. I'll pause after each scene and state the main point as I see it. Scene 1, verse 1, Exodus 17. And all the congregation of the people of Israel moved on from the wilderness of Sin. A pause there, clarification. That looks like sin in English, S-I-N. It's not. It's a transliteration of the Hebrew sin, which has nothing to do with sin. So don't think wilderness of sinning. It's not. It's a name like Indiana. All the congregation of the people of Israel moved on from the wilderness of Sin by stages according to the commandment of the Lord and encamped at Rephidim. But there was no water for the people to drink. Main point of scene 1. God led his people to a campsite with no water. Now you can see this in the middle of verse 1. They moved by stages according to the commandment of the Lord and encamped at Rephidim. There had been 2 other stages, Dophkah and Alush. He doesn't mention them. He's got one goal in mind: get them to Rephidim. And Rephidim has one significance: no water. That's where you go. That's where you camp. That's where I take you. God is commanding these movements, not Moses. And he gets them to Rephidim exactly where he wants them. If you're a Christian, that's your life. God works all things according to the counsel of his will, Ephesians 1:11. If God wills, we will live and do this or that. James 1:15, 4:15. The Lord gives and the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord, Job 1:21. Our God is in the heavens and he does all that he pleases. Psalm 115, verse 3. Hundreds of you came to this conference encamped at Rephidim. And there is no water. As far as you can see, there's wilderness in every direction. And from a human standpoint, your circumstances are going to end badly. There is no human way out. And this text says you are not there by accident. Your ways are ordered by the Lord. Proverbs 20, verse 24. One of the purposes of these 7 verses and this sermon is to help you see and feel that's good news. Scene one, God has led his people to a campsite with no water. Scene two, verses 2 and 3. Therefore, the people quarreled with Moses and said, "Give us water to drink." And Moses said to them, "Why do you quarrel with me? Why do you test the Lord?" But the people thirsted there for water. And the people grumbled against Moses and said, "Why did you bring us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst?" Main point of scene two. God's people did not trust that God's providence is good, but accused Moses and God of harmful purposes. Verse 2. The people take issue with Moses. Whatever's happening here, it's not happening fast enough. And they demand water. Give us water to drink. And in essence, Moses responds, your quarrel is out of place. It's not a quarrel with me. When you quarrel with me, you try God's patience. Why do you quarrel with me? Why do you test the Lord? And verse 3, you with me? Verse 3 gives the heart of their indictment. They don't ask, why'd you bring us up out of Egypt? It's not what they ask. They ask, why'd you bring us out to kill us? They're not questioning God's timing. They're questioning God's goodness. They're not saying God is incompetent to give them water. They're saying he doesn't intend to. He's not going to help us. They're saying he doesn't intend to save us. His purposes are not saving, they are murderous. And when Moses says in verse 2, why do you test the Lord? There's a warning. Don't try God's patience. It runs out. For people who don't trust him and despise him, it runs out. We know how this story ends in the wilderness. Numbers 14, verse 22. None of the men who have seen my glory and my signs that I did in Egypt and in the wilderness, and yet have put me to the test these 10 times and have not obeyed my voice, none of them shall see the land that I swore to give to their fathers. And none of those who despise me shall see it. So we may not understand all the reasons why God chooses to bring us into a waterless encampment, but story after story after story in the Bible, including this one, is God's word. Trust me. Trust me. They didn't. That's scene 2. Scene 3, verses 4 through 6. So Moses cried to the Lord, what shall I do with this people? They're almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said to Moses, pass on before this people and take with you some of the elders of Israel, and take in your hand the staff with which you struck the Nile, and go. Behold, I will stand before you there on the rock at Horeb, and you will strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people will drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. Main point of scene 3. God's life-giving presence toward absolutely undeserving people goes on. His patience has not